Hello, welcome to another episode of Optics Trade Debates. My name is Andras.
My name is Theodor.
This is another debate about thermal vision. We have two monoculars here on this desk made by Pulsar, both fairly new. We have the Pulsar Axion XQ38, which was released last year, and Pulsar Helion 2 XQ38. Which was
Very
also
similar
introduced.
name,
Yeah,
but two different form factors.
completely different form factors. But we'll start this debate off with the optical differences between the two devices.
So, first of all, these two devices are very similar in optical performance because they feature the same sensor, 388 by 284, 40 millikelvins of noise equal temperature difference on NATD, 50 megahertz. Both of them feature 17 micron pixel pitch, so the distance between two pixels. But what they are different between each other is that the Helion in reality has a fast aperture, so aperture 135 millimeter lens, while the Axion has a 38 millimeter lens with an aperture of 1.2. So a little bit different lens. Everything else in terms of sensor is the same. Focusing, is also the same, but the system, how it works, is a little bit different. Here you rotate the whole front part of the objective. Here it's only one ring. They also feature the same display, so 1024 by 768 or something like that.
Exactly.
AMOLED.
Both AMOLED displays.
Yeah, so they both work down to -25, and they have very similar eyepieces. So these XQ are the first Axions which also people with glasses like myself can easily use, but still the eyepiece on the Helion is a little bit better for those who are wearing glasses.
I also know that there is a difference in base magnification.
Yeah.
The Helion has a base magnification of 3.
Yeah, and it has a wider field of view,
Yeah.
186 meters per 1,000 meters. This one has 172 meters per 1,000 meters.
And it has a 3.5 base magnification.
It does feature a little bit better detection range, 1,350 meters, 1,100 meters. Even though, because of the fast aperture lens, when you come close on distances around 80 meters, 100 meters, 150 meters, and so on, I would say that the amount of details is almost the same or maybe even better with Helion.
So detection range is what we now talk about. What about the identification range? Would you say it's the same for both devices?
Very, very similar.
Similar, right?
Yeah. When we tested it, it's really hard to see the difference. So in terms of optical performance, they also both feature image detail boost. They both feature the same algorithms for the image rendering or image processing. What is different is the form factor. That is what is different, and the physical properties of both these two devices.
Now, if we switch to the physical properties, you already mentioned the form factor, the little difference in weight. I think that Helion is 200 grams perhaps?
150 grams heavier, yeah.
Heavier.
And much bigger in size, yeah.
And much bigger in size. What's different is also the battery compartment in both devices. With the Axions, we have the APS-5 battery, which was practically introduced first on the Axion XQ38.
Now also protons.
Now also
battery,
protons,
yeah.
so they'll be using them all over their devices in their offer. With the Helion, we have the IPS standard, the IPS-7.
And IPS-14.
IPS-14.
Also,
yeah,
this one is 7, but you can get twice as big battery, which is IPS-14.
Exactly, but the one that is supplied is the 7 one, right?
Yeah.
And with both, I think you can expect up to 6 hours of battery life. Also depends on the weather.
With
on the temperature.
Helions, you can get 10 hours out of this.
You can get definitely 10 hours out of it.
If it's warm weather and so on, 9-8 hours, 10 hours if you're lucky.
With IPS-14, I bet it's then
20
hours.
Yeah, it's
incredible.
It's incredible, yeah. They're both featuring the magnesium housing. So
Yes.
now in the second generation of XQ Helions, you get magnesium housing. The Axions always had magnesium housing. Even though if you look closely, I would say the fit and finish on the Axion is a little bit nicer. And the details are better. However, I still think that the Helion is a true workhorse. So if you need something for almost semi-professional use, you go with the Helion.
I think that the battery life we can also it contributed to the fact that when you hold the device, you're practically holding the battery as well and warming it at the same time. So this is probably what also adds to the battery life.
And it's much bigger.
and
It's physically much bigger, especially when you look at the IPS 14, which is huge compared to...
It's also almost half as expensive as the APS 5, right?
Yeah, this one is around 100 euros, this one is around 45 euros. The IPS 14 is even
logical.
more,
Yeah. What I also like with both devices is that this objective cover is actually attached to the device, and here with the Axion you can also there is a magnet here in the strap, so it works like this. You will not lose it.
And here it's just
with Helions, it's also really cleverly done. So this is what I really like. If you're a right-handed user, or if you're a left-handed user, in both ways you will be able to use the Axion without problems. With Helions, I think it's aimed towards more right-handed users because of the positioning of the buttons.
You are able to use it also with the left hand, but not as equally with the same ease of use as the Axions. So the Axions in this regard are a little bit better.
They're both made in Lithuania.
Yeah. Both fully waterproof.
Yeah, IPX7.
Yeah.
And they can both withstand, we already mentioned this, temperatures as low as minus 25 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, they also both come with 3 years warranty, and we know that Pulsar service is able to service them even much longer. Since both of them have interchangeable batteries, that means that they will have a really long lifetime, because when the battery fails, we know that the battery is it's a point of all devices in our life which fails first. So in 3-4 years from now, like on smartphones, when the battery starts to fade, with Pulsar you just buy a new battery and your device is fresh again, and the batteries are inexpensive. With those devices which have integrated batteries from competitors, that's a problem.
That's a problem. Some of them do offer the possibility of you sending them back and then they replace it in-house, but it's a hassle.
Yeah.
It's a hassle, yeah.
It's easier just to order the battery online and get it, and everything is okay again. What is also very interesting is that both of these two devices have upgradable software. So when you look at the menus and so on, they're very, very similar, yeah?
They are very similar, and they both offer the image detail boost option. So they basically tweaked the algorithms of the device so that they're capable of displaying better detail. I would say the details can be better seen on the image.
Yeah, and the difference is substantial. When you turn on the...
And if you... This is really interesting. This was basically an update. So it was one of the biggest updates
in the past with the first generation of Helions, yeah? It was really a big change. Okay, if we talk about the market position, they're both, I would say, in the center of the market. So entry-level devices like Axion keys and similar devices are around 1,000 euros or something like that. This one is 2,000 euros, 2,290 euros, so around 300 euros of difference. And then we know that the best devices are around 4,000 euros, 3,500 euros, somewhere there.
So we can call this the mid-range when it comes to thermal vision.
Yeah.
What else? Well, definitely the multimedia capabilities.
Yeah, multimedia capabilities are the same with both of them.
Definitely. So they both have the possibility of image capture and video recording.
Yeah.
You can also connect them to a smartphone app because they have Wi-Fi connectivity. They both work with the app called Stream Vision, which is a great app in the field of thermal vision, one of the best still. And you can also update the device through the app, which only takes a couple of seconds. You only have to download it, and then with a press of the button, the device is updated. Okay,
so if we do a short summary, they're really similar devices, both of them. Why choose one over another or differently?
I would say that one of the big things that plays the role here is the form factor.
Yeah, the size.
The size. The Axion is still quite smaller than the Helion. Helion is quite longer, I would say. So if you're looking for a more compact device, then the Axion is definitely the way to go.
I also think so. For me personally, when Helions came out, and I used Helions for 3-4 years, it was a perfect device. But now with Axions, I'm not as heavy user as some other folks, so for me Axion is already perfect. I can put it in any pocket and so on. But it is still true that this is a workhorse.
Exactly.
If you're a really heavy user, if you wish to have a device which puts function before form and so on, then the Helion is better. Even one small detail, if you're using glasses, I still think that Helion has a small edge against the Axion XQ, but not big enough for myself personally to go with a bigger device instead of Axions. It is, however, true if you're a heavy user. If honestly speaking, Axion is for those who use the device, let's say 2 times a week. Helions are those who are using this device every day, the whole year. This is, I would say, the difference. Because someone who is using it every day and who is really heavy user will not mind a little bit bigger size. And the Axions give you a smaller sized, lighter weight. This is 350 grams, this is around 500 grams. So it's all about your preferences.
But all in all, we have 2 very similar devices that
Yeah.
if you purchase each of them, you won't go wrong. So
No. And in optical, honestly speaking, the differences are really, really small.
yes.
So this 3.5 times magnification against 3 times magnification, you get a little bit wider field of view, but still the differences are really, really small. So it's, at the end, it's all about the form factor.
If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, check out our other videos, leave a comment below if you have any, and see you next time. Take care.
Bye.